Hello, welcome to my tarot corner. So yesterday was a very hectic day. Today also started with a lot of problems and a lot of, well, I started my morning very early, going to nursing homes, seeing places, but now I have a few hours to myself before I have to go to work. So I'm going to do at least one reading. This is for my soul, not only for you. And this is around the rumors that the palace is intending to get to go to some kind of reconciliation with the Sussexes, that they are planning something like that in the next few months. Now, this is something that, well, I tweeted about it yesterday, and many people tweeted back that don't worry, this is something that comes from the Sussexes PR. But then other people tweeted other articles that came up about that. Royal reporters like Royal Nika reported about the possibility of them going into some kind of reconciliation talks. And naturally, I don't think that Harry will agree to sit at the table without getting some kind of a very public and humiliating apology from the king and from the Prince of Wales to his wife. I don't think that this is even possible unless they are planning something that we don't know. So this is really complicated. I don't know what to think about it. This is why I'm doing the reading. And I'm using the vice-versa tarot because, as you know, this is a deck that is showing us both the upright, both the reverse and the reversed position of each card. So it's giving us more information. And this time I'm going to do something that I usually don't do. I'm going to use a Lenormand deck in a way that is not usually used. Usually when I use a Lenormand deck, I do a Lenormand spread as it should be done, like when I do a keeper reading, which I haven't done for a long time, and maybe I should do one of these days. But today I got this extended Lenormand deck called the Red Hand Lenormand, and it has I think 50 cards in it, and it has an extended version of the Lenormand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for the best card that represents each of the parties in this feud. One for King Charles, one for Prince William, and one for Prince Harry. But that will come after I'm doing I will do the tarot reading. And the spread that I'm using comes from the Sasha Graham 365 tarot spreads, which is a spread per a day in the year. And funnily enough, the spread that speaks about ending a family feud comes in January 28th. Because that is the day when Henry VII was born, and Henry Tudor was the last king of Britain that ended the War of the Roses. So quite symbolic, don't you think? So of course today is not the 28th, but it is close enough, and this spread comes is inspired by the end of the War of the Roses, so it feels right to use it for this question. One more thing that I wanted to say is that I saw articles that talk about a rift between King Charles and Prince William, and that Prince William is angry at his father, at the way that he's handling all of this. And I suppose that if there are any questions of whether or not they will go into reconciliation talks, this could be a basis for some kind of disagreement between Prince William and King Charles. I suppose that Prince William is not so keen on these reconciliation talks. So before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So let me just finish this and then we will clear the deck. Okay, so let's clear the deck. And I'm going to do this reading from King Charles' point of view. This reading is about whether or not he's going to be able to forgive Prince Harry about what he did. So it's mostly about his point of view. So let's start by asking Prince Harry and King Charles and Prince William's family feud. Is there a possibility of ending this family feud between Prince Harry and the royal family? Is there any common ground? Is there any possibility of ending the family feud of the royal family? Is King Charles able to forgive Prince Harry for what he has done? Is there any ability to reach a reconciliation and ending the family feud between Prince Harry and the royal family? Okay, so this part I'm doing usually with my eyes closed because I don't want to be swayed by seeing any of the cards. So let me just be sure that I'm doing that. Okay. This is funny. Okay. I hope I pick them all up. Okay, the first card is the situation as it stands, and we are getting the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this is the Seven of Pentacles. Wait a minute, let me check. Always get mixed up in these cards. In the reverse. It's always when the number is on the left side, it's in the reverse. When the pentacle is the right side, it's in the reverse. And this is the upright card. So this is the card as we see that is very much alike the Rider-Waite card, and this is the reverse. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is a card that speaks about disappointment from reality. When it is in the upright, it is disappointment from reality, but a readiness to risk whatever it takes to reach the truth. So if it was in the upright, I would have said that right now both sides are disappointed from reality as it is right now. Prince Harry is not happy with what is going on. King Charles is not happy with what is going on, but there is some kind of readiness to reach the truth. But when it is in the reversed, we are seeing confusion. We are seeing confusion that leads to some kind of fantasy, with a person that is not grounded, a person that is daydreaming and not seeing reality, a person that is disappointed and not willing to do anything to change things. This is a card of someone who is afraid of failure, especially in money problems, but not only. And this is regarding maybe Harry, that is afraid of failure, money wise, but not only money wise. But this is a card of avoidance and stopping in one place, of making bad choices. And this is also a card of a person that is paying for past mistakes. So this is King Charles that right now is paying for his past mistakes, but this is also Prince Harry that is paying for his past mistakes. So right now it doesn't seem like there is a lot of common ground. Right now, both sides are disappointed and both sides are not so much willing to do something in order to change things. Both sides are not seeing reality as it is. Both sides are stopping in one place, and both sides are paying for past mistakes. All of them are guilty in this way or that way. One is more guilty than the other, but all of them have some kind of guilt or some kind of things that they did wrong, and this is the result of all of those wrong deeds. So altogether, this is the situation as it is. It's a situation of disappointment. It's a situation of they need to start seeing reality. They need to start being willing to search for the truth, to be willing to sit and talk in order to reach the truth. But for that, they need to be willingness. So is there any middle ground? Does any middle ground exist? And the answer is actually a yes, because this is a Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. It's a card of childhood. It's a card of getting out of the comfort zone. It's a card of second chances, like all sixes. It's a card of rectifying the errors of the past. And if we're talking here about paying for your past errors, here in this card, there is the ability of rectifying those errors. So if you are trying to get both sides to think about the good times, to get nostalgic, to think about the good things that they had in their childhood. But for this, they need to be able to take Harry out of his fantasy world. This is cups, and cups are very much cards of fantasy. And in order for them to have a common ground, they need to be able to get Harry out of his fantasy world in order for him to see the past as it really was, to see things as they really was, to see reality as it is, to see the childhood that they had together, to see the things that they did, the fun things that they did together, to see the good things that they had together. So this card shows that if they are able to get Harry to get him out of this fantasy world, which is not very easy, and to have him move forward and not stay in the past, because this is what happens. This is a person that is staying in the past. He is unable to. It's very difficult for him to get out of his comfort zone. It's very difficult for him to get out of unhealthy relationships. He lives in this fantasy world. He's running away from reality. And if they are able to help him get out of this fantasy world, to stop running away from reality, to start seeing it as it is, to start going back to their childhood, to their nostalgic good things that they had in the past, and to start rectifying the errors of the past. Then they have some common ground. But for this, the common grounds has to be not about William and Charles asking forgiveness from Harry. It has to be the other way around. Harry needs to be the one who gets out of his fantasy world. He needs to be the one who gets out of an unhealthy relationship. He needs to be the one who is learning from his mistakes. He needs to be the one who's coming out of the past and starting to live in reality, which is not happening right now. So this is the only way to get him to have some kind of common ground in order to have any kind of healing the rift with his family. So that's card number 2. Card number 3 is, what role did King Charles play in the rift? And what we're having here is the King of Cups in reverse. Now, the King of Cups is usually the king that I'm getting around for Harry, but remember that the King of Cups is a water sign and King Charles is a Scorpio. Now, this is a Cancer man, but still it is a Scorpio. This is actually the card for Prince William. But the King of Cups is actually a person that is very much motivated by his need for emotional stability, a man that is finding it hard to detach from his mother. Now, if we're talking about, and now I'm not talking about Prince Harry, but if we're talking about King Charles, he was very much attached to his mother. His mother was a very, very strong figure in his life. No matter what kind of relationship he had with her, she was there in his life, very dominant. So this is also something that we can see for King Charles. Now, the King of Cups is a person that is very much a family man, very much someone who has difficulties in letting the past go. This is also a nostalgic person. It goes very well with the Six of Cups. Now, remember, this is reversed. Because it is reversed, it shows us that for King Charles' problem is that he has the tendency to stay in the comfort zone. He has difficulty in getting out of his comfort zone. He has the tendency to get offended very easily and to hold a grudge. And he is abstaining from things. And the family is important to him, but he's not very active in coming out and doing things in order to keep the family together. Now, I'm going to check a few things about the affinity of this card, and I'll be back. So, as I was saying, he needs family, he needs stability, and he needs his mother. Now, this is a man that really needs love. And this is part of the reason why it was so difficult for him to let go of Camilla and to rehabilitate his relationship with Diana, because there was no love there. He really, really loved Camilla, and he needed that. He needs that stability. He needs that anchor. This is something that he really, really needs. And these things, because of these things, he has this tendency to think mostly about himself, about his need for stability, for emotional stability, and this sometimes goes on top of the needs of the other people in his family. And these are the things, the roles that King Charles played in this feud. Okay, the next card is there any personal action that King Charles can do in order to heal the feud? And the answer is clearly no. The Three of Swords, that's a no answer. And this is a card of destruction and failure known in advance, and this is even in reverse. So we see here a person that is, this is a failure because of inability to see reality when it was before, because inability to cope with reality. And we're talking about way before Harry ever met Meghan, to see that Harry was highly dysfunctional, to see that Harry had a lot of problems. Now, I'm not trying to give Harry excuses, but I've said that in the past and I'm saying it again. Harry, in my opinion, has very severe ADHD problems. He was never really diagnosed. If he was diagnosed, then it would have been known to the world, but it's not. And this is part of the reason why he was never successful in any academic, he didn't have any kind of academic successes. And I'm not sure that he's so idiot or dumb as he is so spreading around because of this ADHD. One moment. So ADHD can really bring children and youngsters into very difficult places. We know that children or youngsters with ADHD have a higher rate of drug abuse. They have higher rate of car accidents. They have the tendency to be reckless. They have the tendency to do a lot of to make a lot of mistakes, to do a lot of things that are detrimental things, risky things. So all of these things, these are things that were evident while Harry was in the royal family before he ever met Meghan. These are the things that made him such a susceptible victim to Meghan and her narcissism. Now, Harry, right now there are so many rumors, and I put some of those rumors around about in my community page about his violence, about the way that he treated women. We know about the violence and the way he treated animals. So all of these things are things that we saw, and the royal family saw, and they should have treated him differently. They should have done that when they were in the Two of Swords position, and they didn't because they couldn't cope with reality. This card shows us that they are now in the Three of Swords position. They are in this destruction and failure because they couldn't cope with that reality when they could have, when they should have. They did not. And this shows that this is a card of confusion, of mistakes. This is a card of destroying everything that they built. This is a card of people that are deceiving themselves that they can do something, but they can't. This is a people that are letting others mislead them. This is people that are letting emotions control them. So all of this talk about a possibility of healing the feud or getting some kind of reconciliation. All of this is all around them thinking that they can do something before the coronation, but this is all letting their emotions control them. But they are closing their eyes to the real problems. They are overlooking warning. They are warnings. They are unable to finish things all the way. This is a card of heartbreak. This is a card of severe emotional problems, and this card shows us that they cannot do anything. This is anything that there is nothing that they can do in order to heal this relationship. Okay, the next card is, does King Charles have the strength to truly forgive Prince Harry? And we're getting here the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, that's a card of a fake conflict. And this card shows us that King Charles actually inside, in himself, he already decided whether he forgives or whether he's not forgiving. Everything that he shows in the outside, it is a fake. It's a fake conflict. This is a card, this is not a bad card. It shows us that he believes in himself. He knows inside himself, he knows exactly what he wants to do. I think that this card shows us that despite the fact that he wants to show the world that he's still juggling or he's still thinking about it, he himself forgives Harry. Now, why did we get the Two of Cups? Why didn't we get a better card like the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles or the Ten of Pentacles? Or why didn't we get the Nine of Cups or the Ten of Cups? Why did we get the Two of Pentacles? The answer is because the result of this fake conflict of King Charles is not going to be a good one. This shows that he is making another mistake by forgiving Harry prematurely, by not doing all the work that is needed in order to get to the bottom of this, without asking Prince Harry to come out and I don't know, pay the price for what he has done. He is ready to declare that he forgives Harry, and this will be a grave mistake. This card comes here to tell us that King Charles has the tendency to do the wrong thing. And this card shows that there is this tendency for destruction, for self-destruction. And there is a tendency for for burning bridges. So altogether, I believe that this card is here as a warning card for King Charles not to come out and say that he forgives Harry, even if he, in his heart, does want to forgive him, but not to come out and tell him and tell the world that he forgives him, because this will be detrimental to their relationship, to the relationship of the royal family, to his relationship with Prince William. This will be terrible. So although this is a fake conflict, although he himself knows what he wants to do, he needs to stay in that fake conflict. He needs to keep on showing us that he's juggling things. He needs to keep on showing the world that he's still not sure. He is still looking on ways of how to get this feud on the way, but the worst thing that he can do is come out and say that he forgives him. So this card is here to tell King Charles that this is to tell Prince Harry that he forgives him is publicly is the wrong thing. This is a grave mistake. Okay. Next card is okay. So can King Charles be the bigger person and place his own feelings aside? And the card that I'm getting here is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is it's a message card, and it is a message with a tendency to a no, because the Five of Cups is a card of despair. But it is an unjustified despair. As I always tell you, there are the Five Cups and it is in the reverse. This is the Five of Cups in the upright, and this is the Five of Cups in reverse. So this is the upright part of the card, in which we see that there are three spilled cups and two cups that are still standing. This is the reverse. And in the upright position of the card, it shows us that the reality is actually better than what the person is thinking. But he is in this depressive mode. He's lacking trust. He is desperate. And this is a card of separation and even a negative self-fulfilling prophecy. When it is in the reverse, we see a person that is pessimistic, a person that has no communication or has no ability to communicate with the other person. We see lack of trust. So when there is no trust, there is no actual ability to put your feelings aside and to be the bigger person. And this is a card that shows that King Charles is in a way even paranoid, because he's afraid of what else might come out. And as many people said, that if they do sit down to talk, there must be so many NDAs signed, so nothing can come out of those talks, because Prince Harry has already came out with very sensitive information that came out from other talks that he had with people in the family. So this card is showing us that they lack trust, and there is even some kind of a paranoid feeling. So altogether, this card shows pessimism. But see the rose that is behind here blooming, and this is why this is an unjustified despair, because even in the reverse side of the card we see the positive. In the reverse side of the card we see the cups that are still standing, and we see this rose that is blooming. What the person here cannot see that, but it is there. It's still there. So King Charles cannot see the positive things. Right now he is very much lonely. He is very much not unmotivated. He wants to give up, but he's very depressed. But there are positive things that he needs to look at, and these positive things are his family, his wife. He has another son. He has 3 beautiful grandchildren that he does know, that do love him. So I don't think that it's a coincidence that we have here 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The next card is what is unsaid. And we get here the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is the Queen herself. So we are talking about the Queen. We are talking about not only the Queen of Pentacles, which is the woman who is the stable woman, the face of stability despite all the changes, the one who knows how to deal with property, the one who knows how to be stable, to hold on towards, to be independent, and to know how to manage finances. This is also the Queen herself. And although Prince Harry did get at the Queen, he did have some kind of criticism towards the Queen. She's not being, nobody talks about it, not a lot. This the subject of the Queen is being left out. People don't want to dwell at it, and not the media, and not King Charles, because if King Charles starts to try and to dwell about it on it, he will never be able to forgive Prince Harry, because if you really do listen to or read what he said about the Queen, you see how disrespectful he is to the Queen herself. So I don't think that it's a mistake that we got this card. But what else is not being talked about is the fact that they came out and said that they wanted to be financially independent. This is something that they came out and said. And this is something that they said before the Sandringham Summit came along. They came out and said that they want to become financially independent. I remember that declaration, and they hoped to be half in, half out, but they are striving towards becoming financially independent. And this is the Queen of Pentacles. This is who they wanted to become. Now nobody speaks about it. They are trying to portray a picture as if they were shoved away from the royal family, as if they were thrown out of the royal family, as if they did not conspire to leave the royal family from almost the day that they met, as if they did not start looking for deals before the wedding, as if they did not come out and say that they wanted to become financially independent. This is a subject that nobody talks about. So why doesn't anyone talk about it? Okay. What must be communicated? And we get here the Ace of Wands in the upright. And the Ace of Wands is the ace that speaks about the ability to get your wishes become a reality in the material world. This is a card of creation. This is creative from nothing. But also a card of this is a card of really getting your wishes realized. This is what needs to be communicated to Harry and to the royal families, both sides. This is about getting they need to be, the wishes needs to be communicated both sides, and they need to find a common ground in order to get this reconciliation. So the both sides need to communicate what they want. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what they need to communicate to one another. But this card is also about anger. It's also about egocentrics. It's also about impatience and impulsiveness. So these things needs to be taken into account as well. But the main thing that needs to be communicated here is the wishes of both sides. Okay, so would a third party help? And we are getting here the world in reverse. Now, if we had the world in the upright, I would say yes. But this is the world in reverse. This is an ending of an era, an ending of a process, an ending of something that there is a closure, an inability to get out of the boundaries, the inability to start something new, being stuck and being unable to advance to the next stage. This is a card of someone who has difficulty in expressing himself. So both sides. And I believe that even a third party won't be able to help in this case, because this card is a card that shows us that there is a close, the curtain is coming down, but if we had this card, then I would say that it can come up again for the next for the next scene. But when we get this card, this side of the card, then it won't come up again. Next card is the ultimate outcome, and the ultimate outcome is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is a card of embarking on a voyage to realize their potential. This is a beginning of a road. So they can only start talking. They can only begin some kind of process of a reconciliation, but it will be in a very, very beginning stage. It will be only the beginning, only the start. And I have to tell you that the first thing that I thought when I saw this orb here was the moon. And the moon is a symbol for the mother. And the mother here came up here because she is very prominent in everything that connects to Harry, to William, and to King Charles. So the outcome will be that they will go back to stage one, to the first, to the beginning. So I don't think that there will be any healing of the rift. There won't be any ending of the feud. There will be just a beginning of some kind of peace talks, but nothing more than that, because the Two of Wands is only the beginning of a way of a road. It's not even a start of any kind of completion. It's not even the Three of Wands. As I always tell you, in the tarot we have 3 cycles in every suit, and we have the Ace of Wands, and then comes the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. Now, after the Ace of Wands, in which we are coming out and saying our wishes to the universe, it comes the card of the Two of Wands, in which we are embarking on this voyage to realize our wishes in the material world. This is the beginning of the road to self-fulfill these wishes. So this is about studying. This is about life skills. It's about traveling. It's about all sorts of discoveries, relationships. It doesn't matter, all sorts of things. But it's only the beginning of the road. And then in the Three of Wands, we get the first success, which is the recognition and cooperation. But this is only the first step. This is the first step in a long, long way that starts with the Ace and ends with the Ten of Wands, which is the overload. But this is a very long road in order to get some kind of victory in the Six of Wands. Okay, so this is the tarot. Now, before I'm going to the oracle, I'm going to ask for 3 Lenormand cards, one for Harry, one for William, and one for King Charles. So let me just shuffle this deck a little. The Norman decks are small and easy to shuffle. And in this instance, I hope I will get a few jumpers. So let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, so a card for Harry, a card for William, and a card for Charles. A card for Harry, a card for William, and a card for Charles. Okay, I got here some cards. So let's start with the first one is Harry, William, and Charles. We get another one here, so I'll keep it here. So Harry is astral. Let's see. I'll wait here with the explanations for this. Just one moment. Okay, so astral is has some meanings. Some of the meanings are astral plane, another world, passing through, mental travel, and the modifier of the astral is I'm reading just a few of the interpretation, but what it says is dangerous, disembodied, wandering, exploring. Okay, for William, I got the garden. And for Charles, I got the mountain. Okay, so these are the conventional Lenormand. And the mountains, as you know, are symbol for a strife, for problems, for things that are difficult in our way, obstacles. Let me just read all of the information. It's beware of obstacles, but also remember that delays may actually bring opportunities, challenges, strengthen the heart and soul. Now, regarding the garden is a public space that indicates a connection with community and culture at large. A need for teamwork may arise in the near future. So this is a description of William as a person that is a people person, someone who is in connection with community, connection with culture, someone who is someone that is connecting with all of those things. There's someone who might be a tremendous, someone who is working in a teamwork with other people. Regarding King Charles, we see that he has a lot of obstacles in his way. So being a king is not easy. We know that it's not easy. He has obstacles in his way. And but he needs to understand that sometimes if he waits, then it will bring him opportunities. Now, regarding Harry, he's there in this astral plane. He's not in reality. This is what I've been saying, and this is exactly what this card is telling us. He is not here with us. He is not in reality. He is in this astral plane. And in this astral plane, you can be there for the positive, you can be there for the negative. It could be a very good place to be in, but it could also be a very negative, dangerous place. So it all depends on where are you taking this. And if you are not connected to reality, then you cannot see reality, then you cannot deal with reality. So this is Harry, and we get it over and over again. And the extra card that I got here was the dog. And the dog in this deck is actually the, wait a minute. It's actually the wolf. So the wolf, as you know, can be loving, loyalty. It can be someone who is friendly and kind, but it can also be someone that is contradictory, someone who can be very dangerous and menacing. So this could be a very, and if we're looking at this card as a card that came with the three cards that describe the three of them, so I see that as the card that describes the relationship. So there is this duality in the relationship of the dog and the wolf, and the dog, which shows us the goodness, the trust, the love and support, and the kindness and the loyalty that used to be, and then the change into the wolf, which is the dangerous, which is the contradiction, which is the hurt. And you don't need me to explain more than that. Okay, so advice. And the advice comes from the map, another Colette Baron Raid deck. So let's see what she has to say. Advice for the royal family regarding reconciliation with the Sussexes. So let's clear the deck. Okay, advice for the royal family about the reconciliation with the Sussexes. Advice for the royal family regarding a reconciliation with the Sussexes. Okay, so the card that I'm getting is Heal the Ouch. Interesting. Let's see what it means. It's very interesting because the meaning of this card is forgiveness is the healer of the soul. And what it means is, this is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul, and mind. As this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in the royal family's life now, if they feel drawn to study the healing arts, they will be successful. Okay, so that's not what they are doing. But however, the message may be that they are being called to change their behavior in order to heal the earth, which is interesting. Perhaps they will switch to cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps pay more attention to how much water or electricity they use. So this is also about looking after the planet, after the earth, and you know what William is doing. So they are asked to be conscious of their carbon footprint and the sacred earth, Healing the ouch card means that also an indicator of the old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now. Let bygones be bygones. Interesting. Interesting and conflicting messages in this reading, I have to say. So this is it for this reading. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm waiting to hear from you, and I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.